What's that behind your ear? Oh, it's nothing. You got nothing. Welcome to the ride back, everyone. Oh, man. So, we got, me and my friends finally got around to watching the second half of the first season of Amazon's The Tick. And I've ranked The Tick as my #1 new favorite superhero show out of 2018. And I'm so pleased to say that the second half of the season continues the amazing writing and hilarity that we got in the opening in the first season. Got a few bikers coming up on my right, and they're taking up the road. Get out of my way, bikers! What are you doing? They're not even biking. They're just kind of like sitting in the road, talking about biking. You'll probably see them behind me. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Anyway, The Tick. So, yeah, with all of... Oh, there's another one up ahead. Oh, I'm getting distracted. This isn't a biking show. Alright, so, what I initially loved about The Tick in 2018 was the fact that, they went in a different approach. I mean, The Tick has always been a very funny show, but is in the saturated market of all of the superhero TV shows we have, Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Gotham, all of these shows, even Jessica Jones is like coming out in like 24 hours or something like that. And then I'll have a binge watch episode where I just try to blow through the whole thing and give you my thoughts on the season. So that'll come out later this week. But for The Tick to have the lightheartedness and humor that I would want out of that kind of show, it's just something that I feel like we need now. You know, it's just a lighthearted mood. And Peter, and I'm gonna butcher his name, so I actually had it brought up on my phone. Peter Serafinowicz. Peter Serafinowicz. He does a great job as The Tick, and it's just fantastic what he does. He's really entertaining, but he's not even really the main focus of the whole story. I mean, yeah, he shows up, but the real focus is Arthur, who is Griffin Newman, and it's hard for me to place a favorite on all these characters. All the characters are really fun and really enjoyable. The Tick is obviously the particular character, if you will, of the show, and he's really entertaining to watch. With his, I don't want to say dumbness, but simpleness to the whole thing. He's just super powerful. And he's hilarious. But let's go into a little bit of spoiler territory. So if you haven't watched any of the Tick's first season, I am going to be going into spoilers starting at this moment. So this is very much an origin story, kind of. We don't learn about the Tick or where he comes from. In fact, we question if the Tick's even real, like in Arthur's head, but no, he's real. But basically from the very beginning, Arthur has gotten this suit. And the suit is the moth suit. And what he does with it is it's written in like a foreign language. I don't know it. It's not Russian, but it's like I don't know what it is. But it turns out that this entire plot, the whole reason that suit is was even created, was for one purpose, and that was what we saw at the very beginning of the series, and that was for the Very Large Man, the VLM. and explaining this plot is all insanity. So even me saying it is gonna have y'all go, what? You'll have to watch it. So, okay, God, I don't even know, how do you even start describing this plan? I don't know. All right, so the world has a superhero that's the equivalent of Superman, and that's called Superior. And Superior always fought against Jackie Earle Haley's character, who is the best character in the whole series, by the way. He's not really prominent in the first half of the season, but in the second half of the season, he is non-stop hilarity every time he's on the screen. Just hilarious. So hats off to him for an amazing, hilarious performance. But from the very beginning, they have the Terror's team have, and I got an ambulance behind me, so I'm going to have to get out of the way pretty soon. But from the very beginning, he wants to kill he wants to kill Superior. All right, I'm going to move over so I can give this ambulance enough room to get over, and then we'll. Never know what's gonna happen, right, guys? You never know what's gonna happen. All right, it's okay. I've got a longer ways to go today, anyway. Who knows what you could see? You might see a crash one day. Who knows? Not today. Don't get your hopes up. Okay, what was I? All right. So the Terror has taken his men and he's injected something called Big Bismuth, which he injected it into this guy called the Very Large Man, and God, he's naked through the whole time. Luckily, they blur everything, obviously. Well, some parts. I mean, the parts you would expect are blurred. And they know that this is a threat that Superior is going to have to deal with. So Superior, he has a weakness to Big Bismuth. That is his kryptonite, you know. And he'll get really sick and die if he gets too close to it. So the Terror has basically constructed the Very Large Man to act as a sort of a bismuth bomb in the Very Large Man, because he knows Superior's going to have to stop him. But the Tick and Arthur find out about the Terror and his plan through the scientist who basically discovered it. The scientist is actually really funny too, because when Arthur first meets him at the very beginning of season 1, at the beginning of the second half of season 1, there's more Cyclists. Dadgummit, focus. So there they are if you can't see them. So what the scientist is actually a tiny guy. Like, he's so small, he's like the size of a baby, and he just has a really large head. And like at some point, the Terror sends like some people from that guy's government, because they think he's like a double agent, to kill him. So there's this robot who the Tick thinks is his brother, or I don't. Anyway, he ends up punching the robot's head off, and they tinfoil Kevin, who's played by I want to say Buck from Home Alone, if you guys can remember that. Hey Buck, I'm in your room going through your stuff. Better come out and pound me. Not like that. So anyway, they put his body in the robot body, and he can move around. But what it turns out is that Arthur's suit is supposed to act as a bomb trigger to blow up the Very Large Man, and then that'll kill Superior. Does it sound like a ridiculous, convoluted plan? That's only because it friggin' is. The Terror's methodology makes no sense, and it's not meant to. We're just supposed to take it. So he also gets sick around the tick, and that's because the tick has some of the big bismuth particles that he found when the terrorist gang was he broke up them stealing stuff, and it got in his suit, and he gets sick. So even the smallest part of it caused him to get sick. But as you can expect, they foil the plan, and they take down the terror. Now let me just go into why Jack E. Earl Haley's character is so hilarious. There's so many things that make him so funny. Like, I should just do a top 5 best terror moments. That's not making him the best villain I've ever seen. Just one of the funniest, if not the funniest. The first thing that springs to mind is the fact that he's always drumming. I don't know why. I don't know if Jackie Earl Haley just knows how to drum and he just wanted to work it into the terror's spiel, but it's frigging hilarious. He's like, I want to sound like that. You hear the melody? He's always talking like that. I don't know how he does it. It hurts my voice to do it for a minute. But he's always drumming. He randomly kills people with, like, just on a whim, like out of nowhere. You'll see it doesn't come. It just comes out of nowhere. He just kills somebody. He had a line where Miss Lent, who she's funny for a couple of reasons. She basically has some sort of electricity power, but what makes her so funny is that she's constantly attracting dust, and hence her name. At one point, a vacuum explodes and she's covered in stuff. But she comes up to him and says, "Oh, I'm gonna shock you down." And she's like, and he, like, I don't know how he activates it. It's like Prime Directive number 4 or something like that. So, and it starts like heating up and stops her, and she's like, "Oh, you handcuffed me?" He's like, "Of course I did. You think I wouldn't put a pair of cuffs on that circus? Shut up." It's so funny. I mean, I'm not doing it any justice by just going over. It's just what I liked. But my favorite thing that the terror does, and this is hilarious. So, in like, if you remember, like, Austin Powers 2, where Dr. Evil goes back in time and they say, "We've invested in a small Seattle-based startup called Starbucks," and it's like this, the Starbucks is this evil corporation. Well, in that kind of fashion, the terror has like a long time ago, bought up something called Brown Tingle Cola. So anytime, or Brown Tingle Company, or whatever it's called. And throughout this entire show, you'll see little BTC signs all over the place because everyone drinks it. It's like their version of Coca-Cola. So at one point, like, he runs this whole corporation, and when his plan falls apart, some of his staff that didn't know about him, he's just laying on his desk, and she's like packing up all her stuff, and she's like dying of thirst, and she grabs a brown Tingle Cola, starts drinking. He's like, "You know what I've been doing to that the whole time?" And she says, "You've been poisoning us the whole time?" "No, I've just been peeing in it. Just a drop." She's like, "Good one, sir." But I mean, the show's just friggin' amazing. I mean, I know I'm into the spoilers, but I'm definitely gonna watch it again just to catch some other jokes. You know, if I have time. I have so many other shows to watch and do ride backs on. Some final thoughts on where season 1 ended. Oh, and we are definitely getting a season 2. My last, when I did the top 5 videos, I did that back in December, and I'm pleased to announce that in January, Amazon announced that they are renewing it for season 2. So that's excellent. And I'll get into something in just a second about Amazon. But in the very end of season 2, there are a couple of questions we're left with. The one is, oh god, and now I just thought of another joke that's hilarious. One is, towards the end of season 2, the Terror's gang start attacking. Damn it, I thought of another thing that was really funny. Alright, so the Terror says, after his plan kind of falls apart, he's like, why don't we, what did he say? He says, where's that kid who spoiled my plans? And she says where he is, and he's like, why don't I go hit him in front of his mother's face? You know, let's go do that, yeah. So anyway, he puts a bag over Walter and Arthur's mother's head. And as Arthur is fighting off, oh gosh, another ambulance. Damn it. Gee, I don't know where to go. Where is he going? Where is he leaning towards? I don't know. Oh, no, he's turning. My goodness gracious. It's the fire department, too. What an episode, right? How an action-filled episode. Should just follow them. So anyway, Walter's dad, who is not his dad, he likes to say that all the time. You're not my father, Walter. You're not my father. Damn it. Please don't tell me there's another one. Gosh, there's cops all over the place, man. What the heck is going on today? So Walter basically disables all of these guys blindfolded. So that's one question we've got. Another question we've got is all these drones start following the Tick and Arthur at the very end. So we don't know what that's about. But the biggest question, there's another one. The biggest question I think I've got is what the Terror said. The Terror said at the very end, like, why are you trying to destroy the world? And he's like, I'm not trying to destroy the world, I'm trying to take it back. Take it back from what? We don't know yet. And that's what season 2 is going to have to enlighten us on. Or maybe it won't. I do know it's getting a season 2, like I mentioned earlier, because Amazon has renewed it. But something that I'm upset about, and this has nothing to do with the Tick, but I'm a little upset that they didn't renew Jean-Claude Van Johnson. Jeff Bezos is the richest friggin' man in the world, and he can't renew both these shows. Upsetting. Also a really good show. Not a superhero show, but go check it out if it's if you got if you can. All right. Anyway, I know it's a bit of a longer episode, but that's because I was going a little further, and we had to talk about a lot of stuff for the end of the Tick's first season. But thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you joined me for a quick discussion on the Tick. Go check it out. Looking forward to season 2, and the next ride back will probably be Jessica Jones season 2. Time to binge watch another one. Later. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and please take a minute to like, comment, and subscribe for more super videos.